Now on Fox 14, a piece of Southeast Kansas mining history makes its move to a permanent location. Plus, the Parsons Police Department hosts a holiday medallion hunt, and a Southeast Kansas nonprofit celebrates the holidays with the community.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
For decades, the Page 618 walking dragline has stayed put in Cherokee County. Now it's made its way north on Highway 69 en route to Franklin. This is KOAM News on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. KOAM's Kenny Foreman gives us an inside look at its long journey.
If you ask project manager Derek Tilton, the real heavy lifting has already been done.
The biggest challenge is probably the paperwork side of it, dealing with permits and getting out on the road and dealing with traffic. The moving and rigging and everything else, that's just second nature to us. So that's the normal part, is loading something.
The process of moving the dragline has been in the works for about 10 years and has had its setbacks along the way. But at long last, it's finally ready to head towards its new home.
We had 1 year of heavy rains where we couldn't start the move because the ground was muddy. Then the company that was moving it were involved in an accident. One of their biggest trucks was completely damaged. They couldn't just go down the street and buy another truck. They ended up getting it in California. There were just a lot of issues to get to this point.
Though it was a long process, the construction crew came well equipped for a smooth transition.
There's been lots of engineering into this. We've spent several years building specialty equipment to move this. This is one of the smaller pieces we will be moving to get to its new home. It's just been several years of planning and coordinating with multiple agencies to make this happen.
And pretty soon, visitors at the Miners Hall Museum in Franklin can gaze upon the dragline themselves.
It's a wonderful piece of the Southeast Kansas history. This will be the third piece of the Wilkinson Coal Company's legacy that will be shown here in Crawford County and in Cherokee County. There's a piece at Big Brutus and at Crawford County Museum, and we will be the third piece that will be at our site in Franklin.
In Southeast Kansas, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The museum expects the dragline to be ready for display by next spring. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz for a first look at weather.
Yes, thank you. It is a little bit chilly out there this evening. The good news, we'll get some cloud cover that will blanket the area, not allowing our temperatures to dive out and bottom out the way that they have in the previous night. So current temperatures right now with these southerly winds, 35 in Joplin. Pittsburgh, you're sitting at 36. Nowata, 37 degrees. And Bentonville, you're currently at 39. Now overnight tonight, we're going to see our temperatures fall slowly. 34 degrees by 6 a.m. our overnight low. Going to be right around 32 degrees this evening. Coming up and what you can expect for tonight, we'll talk about that chilly evening as we get ready to head into the weekend. But how about possible weekend rain chances? We'll time that out for you and what you can expect there. And temperatures, well, those are going to be warming up as we head later into the week. I'll have all the details coming up in my full forecast.
Austin, thanks. Emergency crews responded to the scene of a fatal helicopter crash today in Mays County, Oklahoma. The crash happened near 550 Road and 584 Road along the Neosho River. Troopers confirmed the pilot died in the crash and was the only person inside the helicopter. The Grand River Dam Authority says the pilot was contracted to help with line work in the Sportsman Acres area. The cause of the crash has not yet been determined. And the Parsons Police Department launches its first holiday medallion hunt thanks to a new partnership with Stringer Family Adventures. This year's hunt includes a $500 prize with daily clues posted for families and treasure hunters across the community. Police say they're hoping to see the excitement as residents search park and public areas in the local area for the hidden medallion.
Personally, to be able to help out and put out the clues for this first medallion hunt, it's a huge step. I enjoy it. I really look forward to establishing new things every year.
The PPD says creating new community traditions is something the department is proud of and is just another way to give back to the people of Parsons. Well, this holiday season, Anderson Elementary School students are bridging the generational gap by visiting the McDonald County Living Center. The children will sing songs, make holiday crafts, and share meaningful moments with the residents. Not only do these trips teach important lessons of kindness and compassion to students, but also brings laughter and Christmas cheer to each resident.
because you get to like learn about the residents and like have fun with them, and you get to like learn about them.
For the residents, the kids bring joy, energy, and the comforting spirit of the holidays. Well, Skill Resource Center in Parsons holds its annual holiday party for the community. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more about Skill's mission, especially this holiday season.
It's time to walk around the Christmas tree and gather with one another to celebrate the holidays. Skill Resource Center, an organization based in Parsons, Kansas that helps people with disabilities and their caregivers, jingles into the Christmas spirit with its annual holiday party.
I think it's an opportunity for people to come together and do peer support and have a chance to be with other people who have similar situations as them, that have the need.
The party also wants to celebrate those who take care of folks with disabilities in our communities.
The caregivers are the heroes that make it possible. The caregivers are the ones that help assist people to get out of bed every day, to be able to get dressed, and to be able to take part in their life, whatever that may be that they want to engage in. So, of course, we want to celebrate them. So it's just an opportunity for us to have the community come together, people with disabilities, their caregivers, their family, and just celebrate together the holiday season.
With prizes to win, bingo balls rolling, and a silent auction, the purpose of the party is to unite. But in other ways, the gathering helps shape new bonds.
To have that chance to just feel the love that comes with that holiday season and just feel like they're part of a family.
Reporting in Parsons, Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Skill also encouraged folks attending the party to bring a non-perishable food item donation for the local food pantry. Coming up next, new cervical cancer screening guidelines have been released. There's a big change to cervical cancer screening that could affect millions of women. The American Cancer Society updated its guidelines to say women can self-collect a specimen to test for HPV rather than have a medical professional do it. They then mail that in or bring it into their doctor, but they need to do this every 3 years rather than every 5. It's an effort to increase screening rates, which according to a study published in JAMA fell 6 points between 2019 and 2023.
Well, this is something that's been under study for a few years now. In fact, in some places I've been, for example, rural Indian reservations, they had been doing this because it was an easier way for women living in rural areas who might have difficulty getting to a clinic to get tested.
The the CDC, every year in the U.S., there are about 13,000 new cases of cervical cancer. Well, people exposed to air pollution face a higher risk of severe heart disease. A University of Toronto study found that even levels of pollution that are below regulatory standards are linked to heart disease. Air pollution is one of the biggest environmental risks to health and contributed to an estimated 2.4 million cardiovascular deaths in 2021. And overall trust in scientists remains high in the U.S., but varies greatly depending on a person's political beliefs. A National Cancer Institute study found that 86% of Americans have a high level of trust in scientists as a source of cancer information. However, among conservatives, only 70% said they trust scientists, while among liberals, the number was 93%. And could a good marriage keep you from putting on weight? New research by UCLA Health found that people with strong social relationships, especially in good marriages, had enhanced activity in the part of the brain that manages cravings and appetite. As a result, people with more emotional support from others tend to have a lower body mass index and have had fewer food addiction behaviors. Austin is next with a complete look at the forecast, and later, the Powerball jackpot is on the rise for tomorrow night's drawing.
Well, your Friday evening has remained cool and dry. Let's talk about those current temperatures out there right now. Sitting in the 30s, the thing you'll notice, those winds coming out of the south, southerly winds are going to produce a little bit of moisture for us going into your Saturday. But current temperatures across the region, 35 in Lamar, 35 Parsons, 36 in Veneta, 37 in Neosho, Joplin. You're sitting at 35 currently right now. Overnight, we'll see temperatures drop gradually to around 34 degrees. Our overnight low going to be sitting right around 32 for this evening. Our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex camera looking in downtown Joplin right now. It's a cloudy evening out there tonight. We've started to see that overcast type of cloud cover begin to take over. So mostly cloudy conditions expected for tonight. 32 going to be that low. But as we head into your Saturday, we're going to see that cloud cover clear up in the morning hours. You'll get some pockets of sunshine out there. It's the afternoon hours that we see that we could possibly see some rainfall there. Now, this model being a little bit more aggressive with some of that rainfall and how widespread it is. Just maybe a brief pocket or two between Iola, Fort Scott, and Nevada. But as we make our way back into Saturday evening, we'll start to see that cloud cover make its way back in, and these winds begin coming out of the north. We'll talk about that in just a second. But for your Saturday, planning your weekend, 51 degrees, some morning sunshine, some evening cloud cover, and the potential of just a very brief shower held off and isolated to the northern region. It's a little bit warmer out there as well. Now, as we head into Saturday, those winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour, but we did notice going into Sunday, winds shift out north. Even though it's just a little bit of brief rainfall that'll be isolated to the northern region, that is going to be a cold front that passes through. So we're going to see those winds actually increase anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting upwards of 20. And that's also going to mean some cooler temperatures as well. Let's take a look at your Sunday. Sunday starts off relatively cloudy out there, but we will get some brief pockets of sunshine out there as well. But by the noon hour, we're still sitting in the mid to upper 30s here. 37 in Joplin, 36 Pittsburgh, 34 in Chanute by Sunday at noon. So it is going to definitely be a colder one out there for us. As that cloud cover begins to clear, especially off to the west, you might get a little bit warmer than you will in the eastern portions of the region here, as we're going to see some warmer conditions out there. But a high out there for your Sunday, right around 38 degrees. Now, we see that system that moved through for the weekend that's going to hold off those showers off to the northern portions of the region. The next opportunity to see some rainfall going to be on Thursday into Friday next week. Let's take a look at that 10-day forecast, talk about that. We see 45 degrees on Monday. Temperatures are up from there. And then we see the 60s on Thursday with potential rain on Friday.
Austin, thanks. Coming up, restaurants in Kansas City prepare for the increased business that will make its way during the World Cup next year. Americans got into the holiday spirit this week as they gave an estimated $4 billion to nonprofit organizations on Giving Tuesday, according to a nonprofit with the same name. That's up about $400 million from 2024. And this year, more than 11 million people volunteered on Giving Tuesday, a nearly 20% jump from last year. Giving Tuesday says that's thanks to more people looking for a sense of belonging and connection. This year, employers have cut more than 1.1 million jobs through November. Outplacement firm challenger Gray Christmas says that this is the most since 2020. Back then, companies laid off more than 2 million people as the pandemic was hitting the U.S. economy. This time, Challenger says tech is driving the surge in job cuts, with more than 150,000 workers in the sector losing their jobs through November, a 17% jump over the same period a year ago. And 7-Eleven is adding a dash of international flavor to the menu at its U.S. stores with the debut of the Japanese-style egg salad sandwich. It's one of 7-Eleven's best-selling items in Japan, where the culinary creation is known as the tamago sando. One key to the sandwich's success is it's made with an egg yolk-only mayonnaise called Kewpie. Well, if you need some extra money for your holiday shopping list, winning the next Powerball drawing should more than cover it. Saturday night's Powerball drawing is worth an estimated $820 million. That stands as the lottery game's 8th largest in its history and 2nd biggest this year. There hasn't been a Powerball jackpot winner since 2 tickets won in early September to split nearly $1.8 billion. If there's a Saturday night winner, they'll have the choice to take a lump sum payout of nearly $380 million. We'll be right back. Well, with the upcoming World Cup in Kansas City, many restaurants are preparing for the increased traffic. One restaurant even shutting down until mid-January. Here's more.
Right along the streetcar route at 20th and Main. Senorita Margarita is right down the road from where FanFest will be.
We thought since this is a one-in-a-lifetime experience, why not go all in? So we're looking to update some of our alcohol we currently have.
Peyton Hannas is the events and marketing specialist for the restaurant. He walked us through some of the things they'll be working on over the next 6 weeks.
So this is one of the rooms we're actually working on updating.
And with the official draw this Friday.
We're super excited to hear what teams are coming here so that we can create menus specifically that are in their languages that will be on QR codes on our tables. Another secret that people are starting to love here is our Kevin Super Fries.
They'll also be training staff on customs of the countries coming to KC.
So we're going to make this an active bar specifically for the World Cup.
He says this time of the year, the traffic cools down with the temperatures. They wanted to prepare ahead of business picking back up in the spring, ensuring that everyone feels welcome when they reopen their doors.
That's what we want, is people to leave here saying they had a great experience in Kansas City.
While the sit-down portion of the restaurant is closed, the restaurant will continue to do private events and catering. Hannah's added that traffic during the winter months typically slows down, so they wanted to prepare before they got busier in the spring. Well, most kids start their school day with crayons and storybooks, but at Mark Twain Elementary, these miniature baristas are clocking in every Friday to run their own coffee shop. This year, they're raising funds to go towards the Mark Twain Scholarship for seniors who attended Mark Twain Elementary. The students are learning about working as a team, counting money, and time management as they complete this cute and unconventional learning experience.
When you see that spark in their eyes, when they take, counting how many supplies we had left, to making Christmas cards for our staff and our community, it's real life learning, and it will hopefully stay with them forever.
All right,
The coffee shop runs every Friday from 7:20 in the morning to 7:50 at night until December 19th. I bet you those kids make a good cup of coffee. Thanks for joining us. We're right back here over the weekend to join me, Ben McLeish, and Donald O'Keefe. Until then, have a great night.